Okay, hola, soy Román González, le mando un saludo a todos los fans, bendiciones, cuídense.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, to my left, we have a man that really needs no introduction because he is known the world over. It's the one, it's the only, Pops.
What's going on, True School Sports subscribers and boxing fans all over the world? I'm here to talk some more boxing with the great one, the best one, my son BT.
There you have it. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. Now, look, interesting news coming out that flyweight division. You know, we don't really know when the next big fight in boxing is going to happen, but according to this tweet on Michael Ben's Twitter account, it ain't going to be Gonzalez versus Estrada in the rematch, because it was reported on Michael Benson's Twitter account that basically Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, the man that we affectionately refer to, at least I do, on this channel as the real TBE, he's standing firm. He's standing firm on getting that $1 million payday that I think he's more than earned. Here's what he said about getting the money he feels he deserved for the Estrada rematch. He said, I quote, "If they think I'm crazy, I can't do anything about that. I am collecting what I am worth." Those are the words of Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. Now, this is interesting because I've been on YouTube for a little bit of time, and I remember, if you take it all the way back to 2016, when he was fresh off of his win against Carlos Cuadras, they were talking about negotiations for the Estrada rematch back then, and he was singing the same tune he's singing now. He was singing it back in 2016 in regards to fighting Estrada. So it's not really anything new he's saying, but I think he's earned it. Pops, what do you make of Roman Gonzalez demanding $1 million for the Estrada rematch?
I think he deserves it. He's done a lot for boxing, and I'll be honest with you, he's been underappreciated. Not just dollar signs and every other way, and he's been humble about it, and that's what happens when you walk with God. And he's accepted everything. He's moved on. But one thing that I've learned in the last couple of years from you, BT, you've always told me, you learned through your past experiences, is you gotta know your value and your worth. And he's actually speak down the words. He's been quiet all this time as he's carried the lightweight division.
Flyweight division.
I mean, excuse me, flyweight division, and made all those titles and everything, and just took whatever, pennies on the can, whatever, dimes, whatever. He's done it. But right now, he deserves what he deserves, and I think that what he's doing is the best thing that he's doing for himself, because he's putting value on him and putting respect to his name that nobody else wants to do. Chocolatito is the man. Give him the friggin' money.
There you have it. Give him the money. What I'll say is this. One thing that's interesting about Chocolatito and his demand is that, you know, and if I'm wrong, I don't think I'm wrong, but if I am wrong, let me know in the comments down below if this has ever happened before, other than the time I'm going to mention. The only other flyweight that's gotten a $1 million payday in the history of boxing is Michael Carvajal, all the way back in the early 90s when he fought Chiquita Gonzalez. That's the only time a flyweight has ever paid $1 million. So if Roman Gonzalez does get that payday, he'll become only the second fighter to make $1 million payday as a flyweight. Not even the great Mark Too Sharp Johnson got $1 million payday, which is a crying shame.
Well, real quick, how is it that the heavyweight division can pay millions of dollars? I'm about to say, heavyweight, welterweight, and middleweights can get all this money, and the flyweights can get disrespected like that, where they're only going to get beans compared to everybody else. That's not right.
Because the kind of casual boxing fan doesn't really follow the flyweight division.
Oh, okay, good point.
They don't.
Yeah, I see what you're
saying. We
saying.
do, because we love boxing. Yeah. But, you know, Joe Blow on the street,
all they know is heavyweights.
They know the heavyweights.
The prominent names.
Yeah, the prominent names. So
wow.
That's what it is. But Roman Gonzalez does deserve the payday. And I'm really hoping that this fight does happen, because I'm really getting sick of everybody talking about how Estrada do this and Estrada do that. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. This is probably the only flyweight fight that I've seen since I've been here on YouTube where I can confidently say both fighters deserve $1 million payday. It's not even just Chocolatito. I think Estrada deserves $1 million too. You know, these are two of the best fighters we have in our sport. They're both true testaments and gems in our sport, and I think they should be paid accordingly, because it's a hell of a fight. And that's what it is. Anything else you want to add?
No, man, just know your worth, know his value. I'm glad he's speaking up for himself, because if he doesn't do it, nobody's going to do it for him. Shout out to Chocolatito, shout out to his people, shout out to the boxing world, and he needs his money. Pay him el dinero que él se lo merece.
He's been setting a good precedent for a number of years, Chocolatito, because he helped kind of move the needle when he came to HBO, and they did the whole Super Flyweight series, and and he was able to get the flyweight division a lot more attention than it was getting in years past. And then back then, he stood firm on it with Estrada. Then he lost. So then HBO and everybody's like, oh, well, he can't get that.
Yeah.
You know, his career is done. But like considering what this man has gone through, because I've been covering Chocolatito every step of the way since as far as from losing from when he lost to the title fight with Calio Fight.
Right.
And the man went through so much. So many people wrote this man off, and nobody even thought he would get back to this point. So for Chocolatito Gonzalez to, you know, I think he was 46-0. He ran his record all the way up to 46-0. We're talking full weight classes. We're talking lineal flyweight champion. We're talking, you know, the first and only fighter in the whole history of boxing from the country of Nicaragua to win a world title in full weight classes. Okay, we're talking about fighting Carlos Cuadras, who was an undefeated champion in his first fight at 115 with no tune-ups. All right, he did all that. He got robbed against Ramasai in the first fight. Comes back in the second fight, gets absolutely annihilated. Well, trainers are dying.
And this is what I'm going to say about Chocolatito. I don't think he backed down to any competition that called out.
None. No smoke.
Put respect to his name. And I think even when he, following, when he was still 46-0, when he just jumped into that fight with Rangsai, he didn't just take a whole complete tune-up, did he? He just went straight to the fight. So you got to give respect to him. See what he's done for the flyweight. Look at his resume. And all you big promotional companies, all you big Showtime, I can't say HBO, but I love HBO. I miss HBO.
No, the person we need to wag our finger at and point our finger to, we got to point our finger at Eddie Hearn, because I'm pretty sure he's involved in this, because this is his own thing. Tom Loeffler, these are the guys that are really behind the scenes negotiating this fight. If y'all can't pull your heads out of your asses for 5 seconds and just understand and realize that these guys deserve everything, as far as, and I'm not talking about Chocolatito, I'm talking about Guy Estrada as well. They both should be getting $1 million payday. I understand there's a pandemic right now. I understand, you know, the purses and the gates. You know, it's not gonna be easy to pay these guys, but there are certain fighters in boxing you must make exceptions for. Certain fighters you must make exceptions for. I believe these two are those guys. And I'm gonna close out like this. Nobody thought Chocolatito would ever become world champion again. So the fact that he picked himself up and became world champion again is enough to warrant $1 million payday. If you add what he already did early in his career when he was undefeated, and then look at the adversity he overcame to win the world title, and in fact, he wasn't even supposed to get the Calio fight. Calio fight was in negotiations for Estrada, and then Estrada broke his little hand, and then Roman Gonzalez had to come save the day, and he folded up Calio fight like a blue steel chair. And people want to discredit the win and say, oh, well, Cal is trash and Cal is this, and we get it. Calio fight wasn't the best flyweight in the world, but last I checked, when Roman fought Calio fight, okay, when Roman Gonzalez fought Calio fight, this is a guy that had been undefeated. He was the UK's longest reigning heavyweight champion at that particular time, and he wasn't, you know, going to be a pushover. Roman Gonzalez, it's like Roy Jones Jr. said in his song, Y'all Must Have Forgot. He said, and they got the nerve to say, I ain't fighting nobody. I just make him look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot. Roy Jones said that.
And that quote right there, and the fact that people thought that Chocolatito was washed up, and he proved everybody wrong, and he came back to where he's at right now, and he's in a good place. It shows you that people just, I'm just going to say real quick. Before he's 46-0, people thought the top of him, P4P, they gave him all the props to a certain extent. But as soon as he lost the wrong side, you want to throw him under the bus. You know what? Shout out to Chocolatito. Shout out for God, for he being with God. God opened the life for him and gave him another chance.
Shout out to his trainer, Marcos Caballero, who's been with him since the Moises Fuentes fight, has done a hell of a job. He doesn't get enough consideration for the job he's done with Chocolatito since he had him as his trainer. So shout out to Marcos. Shout out to Chocolatito. Take out your checkbook, pay that man, and we'll leave it at that. Yeah, you guys let us know in the comments down below what you think. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just Kip and Ding, and so until next time, take care, guys.
Hey guys, Christina Poncher here, and you're watching True School Sports.